Wait, stop. I don't have a tutorial for this week. Matter of fact, I'm not even sure what this video is going to be about or what it's like. I don't know if it's like a devlog or a showcase. It could be a mixture of both or a tutorial. I don't know. But here's what it's going to be. So imagine being in a Mario Kart world, like being on the tracks, and combine this with rail shooting like Star Fox, but it's on the VR. And I chose to do this for my personal game jam for this week because I thought it would be a nice small project that will help me, introduce to making stuff for the VR and help me introduce like what it's like to be in a game jam, because I never did a game jam before. I was always afraid like, oh man, I'll never finish a game in 3 days or in a week. So this will help me out. Before I dive into making the project, I never made a project at all with the Vive, and I was very concerned about motion sickness. So that's why I made the survey on SurveyMonkey to get an idea of what you guys think. What do how often do you guys get motion sickness? What are your thoughts about how to reduce motion sickness? There's some comments here that I read, and I'm glad that I think I managed to implement something like that. There's some ideas like I haven't put in. I thought about before like having a having having control of the speed, so give the player an ability to change how fast or how slow the player wants to go. I was thinking about implementing that, and it seems very hard because I'm very new to working with the Vive, but it'll be interesting, and that's something I could work on beyond this personal game jam that I'm giving myself. And let's check out what I have so far. Well, here we are. I don't have any Mario tracks, but it's good to have a sandbox level first before I try to go on and try to put in the Mario Kart tracks inside here, or in a different level. It's always good to test out some mechanics and functionalities first. And but at least I have something from Mario Kart. I have the standard cart from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, and you may have noticed here. Let me actually get rid of some of the audio icons here. They're everywhere. You probably won't see the targets. Targets don't have a giant speaker coming out of their centers. And you may have noticed on the cart that there's no wheels or anything like that. So it could be like a hover cart, if you will. It's up to you how you imagine it. I mean, that's how I see it. And like the walls, the floors, and the ramps, and the giant cubes that make up this area over here. I put like 4 giant cubes. Those are exclusively from Unity. So thank you to their prototype assets and their unique game objects, which are cubes. Cube game objects, no big deal. But the targets, on the other hand, I made it in Blender. Like, I just made the shape, and then I just texture it to get a visual idea of what it would look like. So I have the targets showing both sides, and I have like a spine that goes around. And I made the targets in Krita, so I have it order in like Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, like the value of the rupees. I think the silver is the most expensive one. I'm not sure. If not, it's probably the orange one. Orange one is probably 300. Silver is 100. I don't remember which one is which, but that's okay. That's no big deal. But yeah, this is what I got so far in this little sandbox level, and I have the grand total here that will show up when you reach to the end, and you see how many points you get from shooting all these targets. So these targets don't disappear instantly when you shoot at them. Let's take a look around in the sandbox level. Like, let's do a quick test play. So here's a little video from yesterday, and you can probably tell because you didn't see that little I count down whenever you pick up the super scope right in front of the cart message. And so I'm going to also speed it up because I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to see the whole video so slow, and don't want to see me like struggle to keep the camera to get the headset on. So Alright. And another thing I just want to say is, like, I apologize for that little Unity settings window on the right. It always shows up every time I play. And since I'm on the Vive and I'm just like a one person, you know, team, I guess, like I'm on the Vive and I don't notice this window showing up, appearing on the game. So excuse me for that being a little bit annoying and blocking part of the screen. So, but hey, at least I have it maximized on play so you guys can see the whole game. And it's pretty cool, like how it ends up. And like I actually have fun, you know, going around this little mess that I made. I just have the targets just spread out everywhere. I don't even have a design idea. I just like went crazy with it. So I'm going up the ramp here, and may have noticed, like, well, the cart was kind of penetrating through the floor, the ramp. So I blame it on the nav mesh. I try to get the cart to line up or go up the slope properly like any other real cars, but nah, it decides not to do that, but that's all right. I'll figure out if I have enough time. So like I don't know. I tried messing with quaternions and it was a nightmare. So maybe thinking, well, how do I get the super scope, the laser gun that I'm using to shoot the targets? How do I you know, do it? Well, it's quite simple. It's a common technique. It's ray casting. I have a tutorial on it if you're interested. I think I'll have it at the top right of the video here. It should have like a card that you can click on to take you there. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, that's how I do the shooting part. The laser that you see shooting out is not the actual like laser that you hit the target with. It's just there for aesthetics. It kind of gives you an indication that you are shooting something, but it doesn't work 100% of the time, because I think the way I have it is like if you bring your trigger all the way up and bring it back down, you may see it. So that's why it looks like some targets disappear without me shooting a laser at it. And how I achieved getting that laser to blink was, it was kind of crazy at first. Like, I thought it would be very complicated to do, but no, instead it was kind of easy. On the spot, I just thought of like, well, just use a coroutine, and it's just 3 lines of code. I mean, besides the fact that you have to call it. And wow, I got over 5,000 points. Awesome. That's cool. So yeah, I really have fun, you know, doing this. And so this is like my week game jam that, you know, I just want to dive myself into making a game in a week. I know there's a lot of game jams that take 3 days to do it, and that's me just taking it off. All right. So I still have time. I do plan to have my deadline to be on this upcoming Sunday, so still have time to go through models and resources to find some tracks. And this is where I got the standard cart from. If I can find it, it's right here. So that's where I got the cart from. And I just love going to models and resources for some 3D models, so that way it makes my prototype more colorful. Obviously I can't give away these, you know, I can't give away the game out, but like, you know, it's better than me playing and experimenting with a boring cube. So there are some potential Mario Karts. I think in Mario Kart 8 all the tracks are like, you know, zero gravity or anti-gravity, so it will be a little bit hard. Like, for example, I tried to see if I could implement the cloud top cruise, and if you can see, like in the cloud, you end up going upside down. Or here, let me find a better example, because it's all hidden inside the cloud. I think the other example I chose was where's the Mario circuit? Right here. So you see like how the circuit goes around here and then it turns, and that would be really hard to do, especially with nav mesh and trying to make sure that the cart stays on the track and not fall off. The track that I think of about putting in, let's get rid of this ad if it ever goes away, is from Double Dash, and I've been thinking about this track for a while that I would like to put in. and it's Luigi's Circuit from Double Dash. So if I could find it, Mario Kart Double Dash. The way I imagined this from the very beginning of this prototype or project, my personal game jam project I'm giving myself, I always imagine just going down, you know, around here and shooting the targets. There might be some slope, so I might see some, you know, I might see the cart penetrating a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like this is the right track, the ideal track that I would like to have to play around with. So, but yeah, I hope this was interesting, and I guess there was a little bit of tutorial into this showcase slash devlog video, like with that laser blink code snippet there. I'll post on Discord like what happens on Sunday, see how far I got with this project, and maybe I'll start a new one next week. But until then, I will see you in Discord or in the next level. Bye!